we go to the back where Chelsea Green is walking, and in walks Blake Monroe, making her, I guess you could say, official main roster WWE debut. So we finally see her appearing, and she doesn't do a whole lot here. She comes in looking into the distance. Chelsea tries to look in the same direction, looking at what she's looking at. And Blake Monroe introduces her to Chelsea. Chelsea says, I'm Chelsea. You must have, seen me. Blake says, yes, and I wish I hadn't. So she kind of insults Chelsea before Blake Monroe runs away off screen. Maybe to be seen in similar fashion next week. Nia and Lash then come in attacking Chelsea to lay her out. So the Chelsea Green babyface push, building a lot of sympathy for her, is already well underway. And I have to think it leads us to Stratton and Chelsea versus Irresistible Forces, which may kind of telegraph the finish to the Brie Bella match tomorrow night, perhaps. But your thoughts on the segment and also Blake Monroe's debut?
I just thought this was a ridiculous way to debut Blake Monroe after the better part of a month of, albeit very short, vignettes saying that she's coming soon, and then suddenly here she is, and she's just hanging around backstage staring into the distance, trades one insult to Chelsea Green and walks away. What are people to make of this person who were not familiar with her in AEW and were not NXT? Didn't see her NXT run. It's just another woman on the roster, and another kind of, original Tiffany Stratton character. Sort of this spoiled daddy's girl kind of character. Who's all about jewelry and looking glamorous.
Yeah.
I just feel they put nothing into this.
Well, I get the sense they just don't have the time to dedicate to maybe giving her a proper story just yet. And this really just kind of felt like another continuation of the teasers, which have certainly run its course by now. They're doing the coming soon thing so much. This just kind of felt like another extension of that while they basically fill their time until you get past your next PLE where you might be able to dedicate consistent airtime for Blake Monroe.
The problem for me is that those vignettes really it reminded me of the EC3 ones where it was him putting on his cufflinks and trying to look really good and all of that. They were kind of the male version of that. And of course, when he hit the main roster properly, it was a complete fail. So, I think they should at least be having a bit more of a three-dimensional character for her to play. And they didn't really get that in NXT, and they've done nothing.
Modern day teasers and vignettes like that, they look really good. They're really well produced, but especially if you're going to do them for more than 1 week, I mean, they have somewhat felt a bit lower on substance. Where I'm trying to think back, to your Razor Ramon preview vignettes, or the Mr. Perfect vignettes, things where they actually spoke and told you a bit about maybe who they were and showed you interactions, with them and normal civilians or Wade Boggs or something like that. Right? Yeah. I think you could have so much fun with a character like Tiffany Stratton to showcase what her actual personality is outside of just seeing her get in the bathtub or something.
And that's the key word of those old school vignettes, is that they were fun, they were entertaining, they made you laugh, or they made you feel something. I mean, Blake Monroe putting on jewelry or in a bubble bath, I mean, so what? It's nothing.
If the Post Wrestling Cafe were to undergo a drug test in the month of May, we would be testing positive because we are overloaded with content. We are going to be reviewing Hulk Hogan, Real American, all 4 episodes this month. Plus, we will go inside the Manosphere with a review of the latest Louis Theroux documentary. We will also have coverage of the Ronda Rousey-Gina Carano fight, also taking place on Netflix. Rewind Away tackles WCW Super Brawl 2, and we cover NXT TakeOver Brooklyn from 2015. All that, plus all of the XL editions on a weekly basis, Collision Course, Daredevil Born Again, and so much more. It can all be yours at postwrestlingcafe.com. $8 gets you in the door.